It's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play No Woman No Cry by Bob Marley. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry.
4-chord song, quite repetitive, but there are some variations of the chords, especially the G chord. We're going to cover all of that. We're going to begin with the verse because it's a little bit simpler. It doesn't have that rhythmic push that the other parts of the song have. And for that, we're starting off on a C chord. And by the way, if you're new to these chord shapes, especially like the C chord, that's kind of tricky. I do have some resources designed to help absolute beginners or people that never quite grasped those chords and the basics, the fundamentals of rhythm, completely free. It's a crash course. I'll put a link in the corner and down in the description. We're going to begin with the verse. We're starting off on a C chord. And then we're going to go to a G chord, and I like to play G like this, where I just put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string and then my pinky on the 3rd fret of the thinnest string. Because coming from C, that's just so quick and smooth. You're welcome to play it however you like, but that's definitely one of those little shortcuts that makes your playing and everything a lot smoother. And then we go to A minor, and then F. And F oftentimes is a bar chord, but we can make it a lot more approachable. Even if you're a beginner, you can make this version of F, the 4-finger F chord. And we're coming from A minor. We can leave our index finger down. Then we put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, our pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and our ring finger just above that. Kind of feels a lot like the C chord. My thumb goes over the top to mute the thickest string, and the thinnest string is muted by the underside of my index. It's not essential, but it does help out the chord a lot, and it makes it so you don't have to aim and avoid that thickest string, right? And you just have to lightly touch it. It doesn't have to be like over the whole thing. And I recommend just warming up on the chord shapes. I'll just write out the progression here, 4 downstrokes per chord in a really simple way, 3, 4, 1, 2, with a steady rhythm. Your goal is to not have any pausing when you switch chords. And switching back into C, we just leave our ring and index down. Then we just move our middle finger up. See how quick that is, switching from that F chord into C. And we just do that progression over and over again, pretty much the entire song. There are a couple little rhythm things that we should figure out though. But before we do that, we have to figure out a strumming pattern. And I like to use, it's probably the 2nd most common strumming pattern ever. It goes like this. And in this song, we play it with a swing feel where it's like, but let's ignore that for now. I'll play it nice and slow, 3 and 4 and down. Best way to learn it is to divide it into 2 parts. Our first half is just down, root. Root is just a small downstroke that just aims for the thicker strings or the root of that chord. And it adds a lot of expression and dynamics to your playing for a pretty simple thing. So I recommend just practicing it going down, root, 3, 4, down, root, 3, 4, over and over again. Making a nice 4-beat unit. That's why we count 3, 4 out loud. That's going to help us be rhythmic people. That's everything on guitar. It's a rhythm instrument. Anyways, the second half of our pattern, we count 1, 2, and then we play down, down, up. So a downstroke on 3 and a down, up on 4. 1, 2, down, down, up. 1, 2, fingers get tired from holding the same chord shape the whole time, you can just mute the strings, lightly touch them, and you just go 1, 2, down, down, up, over and over again until you're comfortable. Then you try the whole thing. Down, root, down, down, up, down, root, down, down, up. And once you can get them in the right order and it feels smooth and steady, you try to speed it up a bit. And then you finally add that swing feel to it. When you do a swing feel, the downstrokes are a bit longer. Down, up, down, up. You know, it's kind of like that bluesy, like, it's that feeling, right? Down, up, you know, you do that with this strumming pattern and it transforms it into a whole new thing. Just listen to the original recording and you'll hear the feeling of it and you'll be able to pick it up and kind of copy that once you have the strokes down. Anyways, with that said, to play our verse, all we have to do is play our strumming pattern one time per chord shape. So we have our chord progression, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's like 90% of the song. All that's left is the chorus, which is just like that, but with a couple of tweaks. I'm going to show you the whole thing here because you'll notice that the strumming changes a little bit and we're actually changing the G chord to a G over B chord. That's what that slash means. So instead of playing G like this, we're actually putting our middle finger down on the 2nd fret of the A string and our pinky's in the same spot. Our ring finger is up now. The thickest string should be muted by the underside of your middle finger. It's so that middle finger is pressing the 2nd fret of the A string, but it's also muting the thickest string. And this is optional, but this does give you that descending bass line. You know, our bass line goes, and that sounds super cool. You know, that's what's on the recording. And we start off just strumming it like usual. Here for A minor and F. For the A minor, we're going to go down, root, down, and then we switch to F on beat 4 and play a downstroke. So we're switching to F earlier. Down, root, down, down. I want you to practice isolating that part, just going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, root, down, F, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. You know, you count out loud, you count that measure afterwards out loud just to, you know, give yourself some breathing room. And you just keep playing that over and over again, cycling through it till it sounds super smooth. And then that next measure of F is the same as usual, except we're not doing anything on beat 1. So it's our normal strumming pattern without that first downstroke. So it's just rest, root, down, down, up on the F chord. When we put it all together, 2, 3, 4, down, root, down, down, rest, root, down, down. And you practice that over and over again until you can kind of do it at a decent speed. And it starts sounding like the song. Then you incorporate that with those first couple chords. And that is the first half of our chorus. Thankfully, the second half is super simple, doesn't have any rhythmic events or anything. We just go C, F, C, G. One time each with the strumming pattern. That's pretty straightforward. That switch from C to F is, you know, you only have to move a couple fingers. And from C to G, same deal, right? So let's just play through the chorus nice and slow now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. This song just has those two parts. And a mistake that a lot of people make when they're learning songs is they just now print out the whole thing, look up the chords, and they just try to go through it from start to finish. But what you need to do is master the verse on its own. Just be able to play it over and over again. Master the chorus on its own. And then that's when you can put the whole thing together because you can just automatically do each section and you just go between the two sections and that's all there is to it. If you want to play this in its entirety with me, I have that available on my Patreon page. I'll put a link down below for that. And while you're down there, if you want to help support the channel, I have a bunch of courses designed to take you from absolute beginner or eternal beginner, you know, somebody who's never really gotten past those intro phases to guitar, and take you all the way to confident strummer. I'll put links to all that down below. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.